When we finally bought our new house, I thought it was a fresh start for our family. My wife and I had worked tirelessly to afford the down payment, and we were eager to give our son, Alex, a place to grow up that felt like home. It was a modest 2-story house at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac. The neighbors seemed friendly, and the area was peaceful, almost too peaceful. The first few weeks were uneventful. We spent our days unpacking, hanging pictures, and settling in. It wasn't until we started hearing noises at night that things took a turn. At first, it was small, creaks and groans that we chalked up to the house settling, but then it became more distinct. Footsteps in the hallway, the faint sound of whispers when no one was awake, and a soft tapping at Alex's window, despite us being on the second floor. One night, I woke up to the sound of movement downstairs. It was faint, like someone walking barefoot across the hardwood floor. I grabbed a flashlight and went to investigate. As I descended the stairs, the air grew colder, and a faint metallic scent filled my nostrils. The living room was empty, but the front door was slightly ajar. I could have sworn I had locked it. I closed it, bolted the lock, and told myself it was just a draft. But things escalated. Alex started complaining about a man in his room. At first, I thought it was just his imagination. Kids can be creative, especially in new surroundings. But when I asked him to describe the man, his words chilled me. He's tall, Daddy. His face is blurry, like smoke, but his eyes, they glow like the moon. I tried to dismiss it as a bad dream until Alex's behavior changed. He refused to sleep alone and would wake up screaming every night. One evening, after I tucked him in, I stayed by his door, determined to catch whatever was scaring him. Around midnight, I heard him whispering. At first, I thought he was talking in his sleep, but as I leaned closer, I realized he was answering someone. "Stop hiding," he whispered. "Daddy doesn't like it when you scare him." Chills ran down my spine. I burst into his room and found him sitting upright, staring at the corner. I flipped on the light, but there was nothing there. "Who were you talking to, buddy?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. He pointed to the corner. "Him." The next day, I decided to do some research about the house. The previous owner had moved out suddenly, and I found out why. There had been a tragic incident. An older man had died in the house under mysterious circumstances. The neighbors said he was reclusive and paranoid, often talking about things that no one else could see. That night, I set up a camera in Alex's room. I told my wife it was to help ease my nerves, but the truth was, I needed proof. When I reviewed the footage the next morning, my heart sank. The camera had captured Alex sleeping, but then the door slowly creaked open on its own. A shadowy figure, barely discernible, stood at the foot of his bed for several minutes before vanishing into thin air. We decided to move out that very day. As we packed, Alex seemed unusually calm. When I asked him why, he smiled and said, "He's coming with us." I froze. "What do you mean?" "He said he likes our family," Alex replied casually, as if it were the most normal thing in the world. "He's never leaving. It's been months since we moved. We live in a different city now, in a smaller apartment, but the nights haven't changed. Alex still whispers to someone when he thinks we're asleep, and sometimes I hear the faint tapping at his window. We're never truly alone, are we?"